Dear friends, I'm making this video from my study table. The video may not be of a great quality, but the message is flawless. This message is raw, unprocessed. I just woke up, took a shower, sat down to make this video because I just felt this video is something very new to me. I have not experienced this, or I'm yet knowing God more. So I'm speaking to you from a very raw moment, something that's just experienced a little while ago. And I just felt like maybe this is the answer of what I'm seeking. I I was taking a 3 days fasting right before the New Year, not because I'm a religious ritual man or someone who believes that only if you do fasting God hears you. I don't believe that. But sometimes fasting gives you a kind of a focus, a kind of a target, a kind of a view. You know what, I'm not going to do anything else other than just spending time with God. And I did that for 3 days, and I fasted with another 3 other men. 4 of us, we fasted together. And 2 of them, I feel like God has asked me to mentor them or walk with them, just do life with them. So I was fasting for 3 days, and I was writing down a lot of things. But nothing felt like I got something great out of the fasting, but I felt like I was giving a lot during this fasting time. I was giving a lot to my friends. I was just pouring out into their lives. But to me personally, I took a note to go and write, but I ended up prophesying to 3 other people who were in that room, and they were writing it down, but I was just receiving and giving. And then the New Year night message happened. God gave me a few prophetic words. I started writing down. And then this morning, I was still half asleep, waking up. My kids were with me in my bed because we have guests in my house, so the kids' bedrooms were all taken. So the kids were with me, so they were wiggling, and I happened to put my hands on my wife, and I started to talk to her. None of that was planned. None of that was prepared. It was very raw. I just said to her how much I truly love her. I just started to, it was almost like I was freshly in love. Like I'm just seeing her for the first time. Or I'm just getting to know this girl, and this girl is just making me fall in love with her. And this just started happening in me. I just felt such a great love. It's one thing to feel the love, but it's another thing to have the words to express it. And I just had a rush of words to speak to my wife. It was just rush. Like I had to tell her how much I love her, and I did not plan any of this. And it went for almost half an hour that I just cuddled her to just tell her, hey, how much I love you. And I started to realize, and after that, the kids were getting antsy, and they wanted to get out and go play. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take a shower. So I went and stood in the shower. I felt like a fresh man, a new man. Something like I've just become young, or I just feel fresh. And I started to realize we've been married for 6 years, me and my wife. And sometimes life becomes very stressful. And I think the 3 days of fasting, what it has done to me, has kind of, I'm still shaking when I'm speaking this, has kind of taken that stress away from me, from my life, so that I could just pause and tell my wife how much I celebrate her. And I'm starting to think maybe all I needed in this last 3 days of fasting, I've been praying for many things, but not for this at all. I just prayed to God, God, give us a holistic development for my family. That's all I prayed. In the 3 days of praying, that was just 5 minutes I prayed in the 3 days of fasting about our family. That's it. And I was standing in the shower and God started telling me, the answer for seeking me is love. When you seek me more as a head of the family, as a father, as a husband, what your family truly needs is not the money that you've been praying for or the needs that needs to be met. It's actually love. Not that you're not in love with your wife, but sometimes we are so stressed, we are so busy, we are so occupied. Just spending some time with God kind of settled all the dust for me to resurface that love that was already there. I truly respect my wife, but I don't know when was the last time. Many times I tell her I love you. Every single time I drop my phone, I tell her, honey, I love you. But nothing like what I experienced this morning. And I realized this was because I was spending time in the presence of God. For many years, for the last 14 years, whenever I pray, I expect a word from God. But the last 3 days I said to God, God, I'm not expecting anything for you to give me right away, right now. I want to keep this intimacy with you. I want to come and meditate. I want to come and sit in your presence. I don't want to get busy. I just want this. I just want a true relationship that becomes a momentum in my life, where I will just sit there and enjoy you. Because Bible says, He will take care of us if He can take care of birds. And today morning, I realized, my senior pastor said to me a couple of months ago, I went for a coaching with him. And at the coaching, he said to me, John, seek God, not just ask. And I just started praying to God, God, I'm just going to seek you because you have given me more than what I asked for. Sometimes I think about everything I have. These are things that I did not even believe for. Or my eyes were not even, I didn't have the capacity to believe that my life will be this way. But today God believed and God gave. You know what, my friend? This morning I want to make this video so real. Maybe as a husband, as a mother, you need to just seek God to let that love fountain flow out of you. There's nothing more precious than that for your family. I felt like I wanted to propose to my wife one more time. I want to hug my children and just kiss them because I'm being busy. You know what I'm planning to do for this year? Be in love with God and be in love with my family and be in love with people around me. There's nothing more perfect than love. Again, I tell you, I did not pray for this. Just spending time with God brought me here, I believe. I want to bless you today with this word. Let this word become flesh to you, become real to you. May God bless you. Have a great year, my friends.